Neven Maguire in Dunn Stores. How did this come along?
Well, to be honest with you, I joined them last June, and it's been I'm their brand ambassador for Simply Better, and going around the country meeting some of their wonderful producers. And for me, they're the food heroes. Like for me, it's all about telling the story where the food comes from. And Simply Better is the premier brand for Dunn Stores. It's a very small team. I've learned a huge amount since working with them, to be honest with you, and I'm loving my work. And going around, like even to the store here in Bishopstown, Bandon Road, it's just such a fantastic store. People that know me, they're meeting me, they're asking me questions. I'm going to cook 4 dishes using all Simply Better products. So we launched this magazine called Cook with Neven Maguire for Simply Better, and that's a new magazine that we launched about a month ago, and it's done really well. So for me, it's about doing recipes, telling the story, giving people the confidence. They work with so many wonderful Irish producers. Honestly, it's a real eye-opener for me. Like the work between 9 and 10 producers alone in Cork, which is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
And that would cover maybe 30 to 40 different ranges in their food collection, which is fantastic. So, and we're going to have some of them here today. They're doing tastings, and I'm going to bring them up and have a little bit of a chat with them. So it's lovely for people, for Dunn Stores customers. They're very loyal here. Yeah. In Cork, you know your food. You're foodies. You're passionate. That's why I love coming here. It's one of my favourite cities. I love coming down here. The welcome people give me, and it's infectious coming down here because you know good food, and there's nothing second best. You've grown up with good food all your life, which is fantastic. I always say Cork is one of the best counties after my own county Cavan for food. That's a joke, but no. But we're coming a long way in Cavan, but we've a long way to go before we're at Cork standards now. To be honest with you,
I mean, we are crazy about our producers here as well. So we really celebrate them.
Of course you do.
Absolutely. So what can people expect now from the new range of Simply Better?
Well, the new range, we're constantly evolving the ranges. It's showing people like I'll tell you a lovely local crab and lobster salad today with mango and guacamole, and it's from Shellfish Ireland, just up the road. I'm also going to be doing a really nice warm steak salad. That's from Janine's Beef in Ballinrobe. Showing people a question they always ask me: how do you cook the perfect steak?
Different people, different opinions.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing also a salmon recipe, and that's from Keoghans. They're based in Cork. It's a fishmonger there, so I'm using the Simply Better organic salmon, and I'm giving it kind of like an Asian twist with soya and a little bit of soya and ginger, and serving it with some Oriental greens. 2 people are going to come up and win, and then for dessert, we're doing what we call a creme pot. So we're using some really good local dairy produce, and we're serving it with some of the Simply Better cookies that are made from West Cork biscuits, just up the road in Dunmanway, which we were yesterday.
Yes, brilliant.
Yeah.
So people can come to Dunn Stores, they can get really local produce. It took Dunn Stores a while to get up to on the ladder of local produce, but now they're really celebrating it, don't they?
Yeah, I think they need to tell that. I mean, to be honest with you, this Simply Better has been on the go for nearly 4 or 5 years or even longer, but it really focused on working with Irish producers and telling the story. It is a private brand. Only the best is good enough, do you know what I mean? So they really are helping a lot of Irish producers. And for me, when I first joined Dunn Stores, I met them and they were saying, wow, it's the best thing we ever did for our business. So for me, that gives me the confidence because Dunn Stores, they're a wonderful company. And they employ a lot of people, family business. They're great people, started in Cork. I have huge admiration for Margaret, for Frank, for Anne and the Heffernans. They're wonderful people. They work hard, they employ a lot of people, and I think with Simply Better for me, it's just showing people how to use the produce. I'm just after coming back from Italy in March, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I was recording with some of the Simply Better Italian producers. So that'll be on in September on RTE, please God, and it's a 6-part programme, and it's showcasing the really good producers. So they're buying from the best, they're supporting local and international producers, which is very important, and people I think want to know where their food comes from. So that's my mission, that's my job, to be honest with you. And the team and going down, to Dingle, it's a fantastic food festival. For me, that was a very proud moment because I've always believed in local, in seasonal food, and showcasing and telling people where their food is coming from.
What made that award really special was that the food producers voted.
Yeah,
they actually said, they were asked who is your hero, and it came with a really big majority, Neven Maguire. How did it make you feel, by the way?
And I feel very proud and privileged because awards like that are great and tell their story. Food is a journey.
It is.
And how it's produced and how hard these people work, from our Shellfish Ireland producing the crab to the guys hand making the cookies. there's amazing work, how
It
many
is.
pairs of hands it takes to make it. For me as a chef, like I'll go back to my restaurant tonight, I'll be there at the weekend, so I have a huge relationship, and I know a lot of these producers. You know, they're not new to me. Some of them are, and some of them I work with.
How important is the relationship between the chef and the producer?
Well, it's everything. It's key, because if you don't have a good relationship with your producer, how can you tell a story? How can you cook consistently?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm using duck in Black Lion for 27 years. The same duck, he's 2 minutes from the restaurant. I can get cheaper, but it's not about cheap. It's about
quality.
value, it's about quality. And I was asked this morning, simply better expensive. For me, good food, you pay a price for it. It shouldn't be cheap, but it's not ripping anyone off. It's value for money, in my opinion.
I mean, historically, we actually have changed our whole attitude toward what we spend on food. Because I remember when I grew up, food was kind of the main expense
Yes.
when we
Yes,
lived.
yes.
And now it's the lowest.
I think people are changing. They want to eat healthily. They want to eat real food. They want to know where their food's coming from. They do want value, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it costs money to produce good food.
Yes.
For my producers, for anyone's producers, we need to respect that. And we need to support them. Because if we don't support them, we'll be using a lot more imported food. Because running a business in Ireland is expensive. From your labour costs, from everything. And there's always challenges.
Yeah.
You have good days, you have bad days. I'm in business now nearly 30 years. My parents started the restaurant. And I've seen great changes. And I'm excited about the future. I really am. And I think there's a great time in Ireland now to be cooking among chefs, among restaurants, cafes, coffee shops, wherever. There's a great energy in food.
There is, but you spoke about challenges, and you might have heard that a very, very good and long-standing restaurant in Cork has closed last week. And one of the reasons was the lack of support from the local councils. And I spoke with several other chefs around the country, and everybody had the same sad story, that not enough imagination in the councils, no support, only money. How is your experience in that?
Well, personally, my experience, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I have a very good relationship with Cavan County Council. We had problems with our water there recently for our guests, and they're going to fix it. So that was a big issue for us and a big worry for us. I've always had a very good relationship. Black Lion's a small little rural village with a couple of hundred people. Rates, everyone has to pay rates, whether they like it or not, and it's one of the challenges that we have to contribute. It's as simple as that. But so from my experience, to be honest with you, it's not easy running a business.
No.
Staff we have over 60 staff employed in Black Lion, so we need to be busy.
Absolutely.
We employ a lot of local, but even people as far as Cork and Kerry, and people come up to me and work. A lot of my staff are with me a long time, so there is always challenges. But honestly, personally, I have a very good relationship. But I can see where these are coming from, because it's challenging times for everyone. I mean, that was a very well-established restaurant in Cork, and it's down to competition too. There's so many, like we're lucky in Black Lion. Well, not lucky because we're a small village. We're the only restaurant there, so people travel. We're a destination. Whereas Cork, you have so many good restaurants, so you're kind of spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
In a way, you have great produce, but you have so many good restaurants too. Would I go to Cork? Would I go to Dublin? No, definitely not. Do one and do it right has always been my motto.
And that's fantastic. You said you are over 30 years in business. How has the image of the chef changed within these 30 years?
I think wonderful. I meet some amazing chefs on my journey throughout the country, and I love to showcase them. I love to see what they're doing. I learn from them. I see their different techniques and their philosophy in food. We're in a great time in Irish food. We've always had good ingredients. Now they're more readily accessible. Chefs are very powerful because people will go and travel to restaurants. So we have a responsibility to showcase, to support, to nurture talent, and to get young people into our industry. There's such a huge shortage of chefs, which is a worry. But to me, it's a challenge, and it's something we need to all work together. Getting into schools from a young age, it's a great industry. There's loads of work. And we need to work on their hours. So, for example, in my restaurant, we've worked very hard with our team. Like, they work 4 long days and a half days, so they're 2.5 days off.
But that is,
and I think that's okay.
Which means you have a social life.
You have to.
Yeah. You can have a family, you can raise a family and so on. Yeah.
You just can't do it. And they have weekends off. Not many, but they do, because that's our busy time. So it's very important for us that we do look after our future chefs. And you asked me about chefs at the minute. There's never been a better time to cook in Ireland or to be a chef.
I agree, and I sometimes give talks in CIT to let young chefs know the perspective of a food writer and so on. And they are always full courses, so I'm delighted to see so many people interested in food. They might not end up in the kitchen.
I agree.
But they definitely have a love and an interest in food.
And there's huge opportunities in food because it's not all about being a chef. There's so many elements to. One thing I think that happened from the recession is that people maybe diversified or lost their job or maybe left their job and they went into food, started up, producing some wonderful food stuff. Claire. And so that is really, really important for me, that we nurture that and tell the story. I think so.
Neven, I know now you always have your
eye.
No,
it's okay. It's okay.
So you're cooking now today crab. Salmon and
I'm going to do a warm steak salad with a really lovely kind of punchy horseradish dressing, and then I'm going to do a dessert called a creme catalane. So we're using really nice Irish cream and milk, and then we're infusing it with orange cinnamon and serving it with some lovely locally homemade shortbread and some berries. So you're getting one of your 5 a day. Look at there's crowds building up already, so it's very exciting.
Absolutely.
And Cork is so good to me. I love the people. I love the welcome. They're just such fun. That's what I mean. And you asked me in Black Lion, Dublin is probably number 1 for our customers. Cork is number 2. That's 4.5 hours. That's incredible.
It's a drive. It's a drive up. Yeah. I'm hoping that I will get my foot into.
You will. We will get you in.
Perfect.
Don't worry.
Just to finish up, what are your plans going forward now? What is next for now? Because you don't seem to be slowing down anytime.
No. Well, I opened up my cookery school 2 years ago, so I want to focus on that. My work with Simply Better is I'm really enjoying it. And I'm really enjoying meeting the producers. I'm loving that. And being in Black Lion, people think I'm never there. When I finish tonight, I'll be back tonight to see my guests. I'll be back in my kitchen tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me.
I hope so.
And so it's very, very important for me that I'm there. Even though I have good staff, people want me to be there, and I want to be there. And my lovely twins, they're 5.5.
I know.
Yeah, and I want to be there with them.
Has actually your life changed, not only being a father, but cooking-wise?
Oh, for sure.
Yes?
Oh, yeah, I cook very simply at home.
Yeah.
Like the twins, in fairness, it's very simple, but they love their food, they enjoy it, and for me, will they be chefs? My God, I hope so, but they're only young. But as long as they enjoy eating and enjoy good food, that's the key, I think so.
Neven, thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you.